What happens when two of China's most beloved actresses step out of romance and step into power? Yang Zi and Tan Songyun aren't just playing characters. They're reshaping what it means to be a strong woman in historical dramas.
Two stories, two fierce arts, one instoppable mission. Symbole de collision tout conquer the business world.
Stay with us, because what you're about to hear isn't just a drama.
It's a révolution.
In the glorious bloom, Yang Zi delivers a performance that is both hauntingly vulnerable and quietly triumphant. As Ji Ying Fang, she portrays a woman born into privilege, but one who learns, through heartbreak, betrayal, and survival, that true strength is never inherited. It is forged. At first glance, Ji Ying Fang appears to be a refined woman of status, graced with education, beauty, and lineage. But beneath the elegance lies a quiet unrest, a soul gradually stifled by a loveless marriage and the suffocating expectations of a patriarchal household. When she chooses to walk away from a life many would envy, it is not an act of rebellion, it is an act of reclamation. She leaves behind the illusion of security to find something far more valuable: freedom and purpose. What follows is not the glamorous rise of a heroine, but the raw, unfiltered reality of a woman rebuilding herself from the ashes. Stripped of wealth, status, and safety, Ji Ying Fang confronts poverty, humiliation, and danger. Yet, she never allows herself to become a victim of circumstance. She draws upon her deep knowledge of botany, a skill once deemed suitable for a woman, as her greatest weapon. Through her expertise in flowers and medicinal plants, she opens a modest shop, one petal at a time, one decision at a time, crafting not just a business but a new life. Her journey is not without peril. Betrayed by those she trusts, demoted to servitude, and thrust into the heart of a military camp, she faces death more than once. But in one of the most riveting moments of the series, Ji Ying Fang uses poison not as an instrument of harm, but as a means of survival, administering it, then delivering the antidote. In doing so, she shifts from being a mere civilian to a respected healer, recognized not for her name, but for her mind. Yang Zi masterfully captures the evolution of a woman who learns to stand tall not despite her pain, but because of it. Ji Ying Fang does not seek validation from a man, a crown, or a title. Her power lies in her principles, her persistence, and her unshakable self-worth. She is not just a character, she is a quiet revolution dressed in silk and strength. In the Brigade family, Tan Songyun delivers a performance that is as delicate as it is defiant. As Ji Ying Ying, she embodies the quiet strength of a woman who carries the weight of legacy on her shoulders while wrestling with wounds that time has not yet healed. Her journey is not defined by grand gestures or loud declarations, but by the silent resolve to honor her past and shape her future with her own hands. Ji Ying Ying is introduced not as a leader, but as a daughter, grieving, hesitant, and quietly tormented by the memory of her father's tragic death. The color red, once a symbol of celebration and craft in her family's proud shoemaking tradition, now becomes a haunting reminder of betrayal and loss. She is a woman deeply fractured by grief, yet unwavering in her determination to preserve what her father built. Her mission is not merely to revive a business, but to protect a culture, a lineage, a sense of identity that is slipping away. Through Tan Songyun's layered performance, we witness Ji Ying Ying's evolution from a fearful young woman into a sharp, intuitive business leader. She steps into an arena where profit often overshadows principle, and where honor is easily traded for convenience. But Ji Ying Ying chooses a different path. She fights not just with skill, but with moral clarity. She confronts unethical competitors, navigates internal betrayal, and reclaims the ancient craft of red silk shoemaking, not only to restore its commercial value, but to return dignity to the artisans behind it. What sets her apart is not ambition for power, but compassion with precision. She leads not for dominance, but for protection, of people, of heritage, of truth. Her confrontation with the color red becomes a metaphor for her emotional journey. By facing the very thing that once paralyzed her, she transforms fear into resilience. It is in this act of courage that she finally reconciles her love for her father with the woman she has become. Tan Songyun captures every shade of Ji Ying Ying's growth with sincerity and grace. There is strength in her stillness, wisdom in her gentleness, and fire in her quiet defiance. Ji Ying Ying is not merely a character in a business drama. She is a symbol of healing, legacy, and the unspoken power of women who choose to rise with purpose. Ji Ying Fang and Ji Ying Ying are more than characters in a scripted world. They are reflections of a deeper shift in storytelling and cultural values. In their respective dramas, They move beyond conventional tropes to become vivid embodiments of a new kind of female strength, one that speaks across generations and borders. Through the portrayals of Yang Zi and Songyun, these women are not idealized symbols of perfection, nor are they flattened into one-dimensional heroines. They are layered, flawed, determined, and fiercely human. What makes them stand out is not simply their resilience in the face of adversity, but the quiet, grounded way they reclaim their agency. They do not chase power for glory, nor do they rise by diminishing others. Their journeys are about restoration, not just of family honor or lost traditions, but of inner truth. In a world that has underestimated them, they dare to carve their own path with integrity and grace. This is not the rise of a rebellion, but the slow and deliberate shaping of a legacy. One that is built not on dominance, but on wisdom, trust, and earned respect. These characters challenge the long-standing conventions of historical dramas, which for too long have relied on male-centric plots and love stories that reduce female characters to background ornaments. Instead, Fang and Ji Ying Ying take center stage without apology. They are not driven by romantic dependence, but by deeply personal missions rooted in healing, protection, and growth. Their strength is not loud or boastful.
Itzimer Beneat the surface, quietly changing the rule of the world they live in.
The beauty of their stories lies in their contradictions. They are soft yet unbreakable, strategic yet sincere. They do not seek perfection, but meaning. And that, perhaps, is why they resonate so deeply with audiences across cultures. In an era where the definition of power is being re-examined, these women show us that true influence comes not from control, but from clarity of purpose. They are not fantasies. They are possible. And through them a new era of storytelling begins, one where women are not written as shadows of men, but as fully realized individuals who lead, evolve, and endure on their own terms. What makes the stories of Fang and Ji Ying Ying truly powerful is not just their cultural richness or period drama setting, it is their universality. Despite being rooted in specific eras of Chinese history, their emotional journeys speak to something far more timeless and far-reaching: the shared human experience of perseverance, identity, and the desire to live with dignity. Whether you are watching from Seoul, Paris, New York, Manila, Tokyo, or Jakarta, there is something in these stories that quietly echoes your own. At their heart, these characters are not confined by geography or tradition. They are women who are tested, who fall, who doubt, and who rise. They are mirrors of so many individuals across the world, particularly women, who have been told to stay silent, to stay small, or to stay within boundaries drawn by others. And yet, they choose a different path. They step into fear, into uncertainty, and into the unknown, not because they are fearless, but because they no longer accept a life that denies their worth. In this way, their stories become ours. The anxiety of being misunderstood, the courage to protect one's heritage, the heartbreak of betrayal, the satisfaction of rebuilding something that was once lost. These are experiences that transcend culture. Their growth is not just professional or social, it is emotional, spiritual, and deeply personal. And that is what resonates. These stories whisper the universal truth that transformation is possible, even when the world insists otherwise. For viewers aged 18 or 75, whether you're navigating your first job, mourning a family loss, or rebuilding after failure, these characters offer something to hold on to. A reminder that no circumstance, however dire, can define you without your permission. They don't promise easy victories or perfect endings, but they offer something far more valuable: hope grounded in realism. The global appeal of these dramas lies not in spectacle, but in their quiet insistence that inner strength, once awakened, is unstoppable. They connect us, not just as viewers of entertainment, but as people yearning to see lives on screen that reflect both the struggles and triumphs of our own. In doing so, they become more than just stories. They become companions in the ongoing journey of becoming ourselves. Let's be honest, we've seen enough crying damsels waiting to be rescued. What the Glorious Bloom and the Shoe Brigade family give us are women who led armies without lifting a sword,
Transform society through business and dealing.
balance vulnerability with victory,
This is the new wave of storytelling.
where women don't just survive history, they rewrite it. Which woman left a stronger mark on you?
Fang, the gentle warrior.
Or,
Ji Ying Ying, the silk strategist.
we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If this story moved you, inspired you, or simply made you believe a little more in yourself. Backhand index pointing right, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell. Orange Heart, thank you for watching News Stars CN, where we bring you not just news, but stories that empower, enlighten, and endure. See you in the next episode. Until then, keep believing in your story.